Hello, good evening, and welcome to the program. This is Daily Politics, live on Trust TV, your go-to platform for in-depth conversations on politics, policy, and governance. My name is Abdullahi Ahmad. Tonight on the program, we dissect the storm within the APC for the former governor of Kaduna State's sharp criticism of the ruling party and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's leadership of the country. El-Rufai had accused the APC of straying from its founding principles just hours before the party's caucus and NEC meetings. Despite internal grumblings within the APC's critical organs reaffirmed their support for the Abdullahi Ganduje-led leadership and the Tinubu administration, urging Nigerians to be, quote, patient as, according to them, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Will join us tonight to help navigate these issues is a founding APC member and a close ally of the former governor of Kaduna State, who has become a rather polarizing figure, as always, in the polity. Alhaji Kabiru Yahaya is joining us for this conversation tonight. Good evening to you, Alhaji, and thank you so much for joining us on the program. It's good to see you.
Thank you very much.
What is it like being an APC member these days? Because it does look like the House is divided, and opinions have been quite sharp recently. Give me your quick thoughts about the comments of the former governor of Kaduna State. You are a close political ally of him. Do you think his position is, do you agree with his position?
No, I'm not just a close political ally of Nasir El-Rufai. We have been friends for the past 50 years. We were classmates from secondary school, although from different secondary schools. But our path crossed, intertwined. So we have been friends from about 1975. So Nasir is my friend. And then sometime, I think around 2005, 2006, when he was in exile in Dubai, along with the President National Advisor, who was then in exile in America. We met, I think, around August 2006 or thereabouts in Dubai, and formed the 3G group. 3G stood for Good Governance Group. Honorable Governor Aminu Masari was a member, Ken Naman was a member, Adamu Ziro was a member, Nuruwat Ubalarabe Abbas, the present Minister of Environment, was a member. So, and after that, Nasir joined the CPC. He met us in the CPC towards the, the presidential election. And then he later catalyzed, because Nasir was provided, Nasir El-Rufai was a major factor in the formation of the APC and the handshake across the Niger. Don't press me for details.
Yeah.
So, yes, I watched his interview on Monday, and what he gave was his personal assessment of the situation. And of course, people are entitled to their personal opinions. And then he made some factual statements. Number one, the constitution of the APC stipulates for a national executive committee meeting once in a quarter. I think the first meeting held today, after about 2 years. So he just did in his own way. He gave an assessment of the situation in the party. And you know what? It was just an accidental thing because it was a comment in a gathering, democracy gathering, and he was not even billed to speak. He just filled in for someone that was, I think, who was it? I can't remember. So, and he now gave his own assessment of what is happening in the APC.
Yeah, but you look at, his activities over the past couple of months, for instance. Some have said that as the strategic person that he has been, it's well calculated. You see the romance between him and other key opposition political figures, the likes of Atiku Abubakar, for instance, what he said at that conference in Abuja and the Arise News interview that he granted. Wouldn't you say, knowing him very well, that none of this was coincidental? He wanted to say the things that he wanted to say because...
No. What did he say? Okay.
I mean, he says the PDP, the Labour Party, have been targeted for destruction and things like that while being a member of the APC. I mean, these criticisms have been sharp.
I can't remember here. I can't remember because I watched Nasiru's interview. I cannot remember him saying that.
No, he said that this particular conversation during the Democracy Sustainability Conference in Abuja recently, not in the Arise News interview, but it's a build-up. A lot of people have witnessed, his commentary become sharper and more critical over the past couple of weeks.
I don't think you really know Nasiru. Look, people have their own way of putting things. Nasiru is a very intelligent person. You have to give it to him. And he has this way of rationalizing things. Okay? And he's a very good public speaker. So maybe the way he brought out... Okay, what I remember vividly during the, his interview on Arise TV was when he was asked about visiting. He said, look, what's wrong with visiting your friends? I am going to see Bubu Galadima tomorrow. Does that make me an MPP? Does that make me an MPP?
But you do know that it sends the wrong message. If you are a member, take for instance, the caucus meeting, he wasn't there. The NEC meeting today, he wasn't there.
President Buhari was not there.
Exactly. I mean, but President Muhammadu Buhari has not said anything critical of the APC in the same manner Malam Nasir El-Rufai has. And he has been fraternizing with the crowd that would definitely make every loyal APC member wonder where his allegiances are or lie.
Which crowd is that?
I mean, take away the fact that he's your friend, right? Do you think this is normal for an APC member, right? An instrumental one such as Malam Nasir El-Rufai to be fraternizing with the likes of Atiku Abubakar, going on condolence visits and everything else, saying all the things that he's been saying about the state of the nation, the party derailing. Do you think the APC is derailing?
I don't think so.
Well, that's what he thinks.
No, but that's his opinion, but I don't think so. There may be some cleavages, there may be some fissures, but they are not insurmountable. And you see, APC is a conglomeration of some political tendencies. Okay, so somehow we had conservative elements. APC is supposed to be a progressive party. But we have people from the conservative end of the divide as members of the APC. I think it's all about perception. So yes, maybe APC should have had an elective convention to elect the national executive members instead of caretaker committee members. But then I think there is a provision in the constitution that empowers the National Executive Committee of the party to take decisions on behalf of the National Convention. And I think that's what happened with Ganduje's elevation as party chairman. But
right.
What is happening is just normal in politics.
And looking at events from earlier in the day where, despite all the internal discontent within the APC, which has been well pronounced, the vote of confidence on Abdullahi Ganduje as national chairman and his leadership, what message do you think this sends to those who feel sidelined within the APC?
Well, you see, in a political system, leadership does not necessarily inject maximum disorder. There are things that are for the public, me and you. Okay? And then when you have internal problems, you now go in the caucuses to try to sort things out. I'll give you an example. What is happening in Lagos State? The three senior most political positions in Lagos are divided among the three senatorial zones. Lagos East, Lagos Central, and Lagos West. The governor, Sanwo-Olu, is from Lagos Central. The deputy governor is from Lagos West. So the speaker was picked from Lagos West. Now, January 25th, I think, or so, the speaker was impeached by the members of the Assembly, House of Assembly. And his deputy, who happens to come from Lagos Central, was appointed to succeed him. Now, that affected the political equilibrium in the state to a point whereby what is happening now, I think from what I hear, is that the deputy speaker is the current speaker, who was the deputy speaker, is now going to be prevailed upon to step down for someone from Lagos West,
right,
to be.
So a corrective measure is being
appointed.
Being effected.
Oh yes.
Right.
So these are normal happenings in politics, and you don't normally bring out you don't come and wash your dirty linen in public.
Well, some would say that that's what your childhood friend Malam Nasir El-Rufai did in that interview, calling people by name, the NSA for instance, and his successor, who is the governor of Kaduna State, Senator Ubasani, who he said, is no longer his friend. First of all, I mean, talk to me about the substance of his argument, because a lot of people say for someone who is intellectually strategic, he was quite emotional about some of the things he said about Ubasani and the National Security Advisor, and including the president about the ministerial snub.
You see, the first time I met Nuruwadu in person was around 2006, 2007 at the 3G meeting in Dubai. And he was introduced to me by Nasir El-Rufai. So I saw them together as friends. From then on, I think we have had just passing whatever with Malam Nuriwad. So I have not had the opportunity of hearing his own side of the story.
I mean, he dismissed it.
But I am aware of my friend's side of the story. I'm aware. Again, it's not for public consumption. Wait for my book. Now, but my attitude towards such circumstances is, look, guys, I saw you together as friends. Please sort out your differences. Now, I have the same attitude with Governor Obasani. Governor Obasani is a very nice person. I met Governor Obasani again through Nasur El-Rufai, I think around 2013. And I have had a good relationship with him from 2013 to date. Neither Nasur El-Rufai nor Obasani has spoken to me about whatever it is that had gone wrong between them.
Yeah, but it does appear
But
that one person...
My attitude is that if any one of them speaks to me about the other, honestly, what I would say is, look, I saw you together, I met you together. This thing is not good for the system. I don't think it is good for both of you. Please sort out your differences.
A couple of days before his birthday, the president signed an official public message celebrating Malam Nasir El-Rufai, and it's public knowledge that the president has spoken glowingly about him. His successor, Senator Obasani, the governor of Kaduna State, has spoken glowingly about Malam Nasir El-Rufai over the past couple of weeks, right? We haven't heard much from Malam Nuribadu, but his response to El-Rufai's comments in that interview were quite diplomatic. No sort of comeback to counter-attack, right? Why does it appear that Malam is the one who is angry about all of these developments, from Kaduna State to what's happening within the APC and what's happening in the country as a whole?
No, I don't see any anger in his expression. All he said was maybe he has unfriended.
Is he crying wolf?
Yes.
Is that a possible explanation?
No, you will not hear that from me.
Right. Okay. Maybe that's too personal to answer. I mean, given your relationship with him, but some have argued, right, that the APC leadership is prioritizing loyalty over performance, and the performance of the Tinubu administration has divided opinions across the country. I mean, there is data to support the argument that the reforms have worsened the welfare and well-being of Nigerians over the past 18 months and counting. And of course, with 2027 just around the corner, even the APC is less than satisfied with some of the impacts it has made in improving the welfare and well-being of Nigerians. Now, how do you, as a member of the APC, suppose your party can turn things around to not just unite the party, but win the hearts and minds and possibly the votes of Nigerians with 2027 just around the corner?
I think if the government can curtail inflation, okay, and improve, and is doable, and improve the productive capacity of the people, I think that may help. Because you see, agriculture is the mainstay of Nigerian economy because it is the major contributor to the GDP. Oil revenue, does not contribute to the GDP as much as
I think oil is still the main.
No, it's the main source
product.
No, the main source of revenue. Okay, but the main contributing factor to Nigeria's GDP is agriculture, and this agriculture includes fisheries, aquaculture and whatever. Now, if government can get agriculture right, and I believe they are making efforts, if government can get agriculture right, if the ordinary farmer can be encouraged, can have encouragement from government in terms of inputs, in terms of protection of prices, I think APCs can still have a chance.
There are some conspicuously absent political figures who have been instrumental to the growth of the APC as a political party. One among them, or chief among them, is former president, immediate past president, Muhammadu Buhari, who, according to Malam Garba Shehu, said he got his invitation late. And I bet most Nigerians don't think that that's the main reason why the former president, did not attend the NEC meeting. The first one in 2 years, for that matter. And then there are the likes of Erufais and all the other key stakeholders that did not attend. Is your party continuing to unravel given the no-show of these key figures for the NEC meeting?
Okay, I can speak for Nasir Erufai on that, and maybe partly for President Buhari. You see, President Buhari is a process person. The APC constitution says you need to give a 2 weeks notice for these meetings. I am not sure that was given. And for a former president, he's a very busy person. He may have other engagements.
Too busy for the first NEC in 2 years?
No! What if he's not in the country?
But he is in the country.
No. What I'm saying is, this is what the constitution says. So the Buhari I know may probably look at the constitution and, oh, come on, I'm supposed to be given 2 weeks notice.
Is it safe to say that he's not interested in the affairs of the APC?
No. I said he's a process person. Okay? Now, Nasir Erufai, I spoke to him this morning. He's in Cairo. He's supposed to do the Lesser Hajj before the beginning of the holy, the Ramadan fasting. So he left Nigeria on Wednesday. No, sorry. He left Nigeria on Tuesday.
After dropping the bomb.
After the interview. Which bomb? After the interview, he left on Tuesday. Okay, and today he's supposed to leave Cairo to go to Saudi Arabia for Lesser Hajj.
So he couldn't be bothered?
No. Look, people have set out their programs. It's not like, me,
so
someone
APC NEC meeting is not a top priority. Even when you have the president in attendance, you're saying that all these individuals have better things to do than to attend the NEC meeting of the APC?
Look, what I'm saying is simply this.
Right.
There's a process. Okay? People make out their programs. And on a scale of importance, maybe what they have scheduled to do is probably more important than attending the NEC meeting. I can't speak for them.
I don't think there's anything to read into their absence. It's not a big deal.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
It does not suggest that they are being alienated or they are alienating themselves from the party.
Who can alienate President Buhari? No.
Right.
Look, President Buhari is one person who has, from about 2003, when he ventured into national politics, President Buhari has always had an opening balance of 12 million votes. He is a force to reckon with anytime, any day.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
You can't sideline people like President Buhari. No.
Okay. I'm not suggesting that they were sidelined. I'm asking a question if they are being sidelined or if they are sidelining themselves from what's happening within the APC. But of course, the next couple of weeks and months would be quite telling as we build up to the 2027 elections. Alhaji Kabiru Yahaya, thank you so much for joining us on the program tonight, and we do appreciate your analysis on this very important conversation. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much for the summons.
Thank you very much for joining us. I bet there was an invitation there, not a summons. Well, coming up next, after the break, we return to a conversation that has grabbed national attention. The tax reform bill is back in the National Assembly, and the public hearings have begun with a lot of expectations. More on that after the break.